Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a McDonald's. By the way, just in case you have any more building related needs, feel free to check out the God system and the links below down in the description for my various tutorial playlists. They're quite varied and I'm sure that you'd be able to find something that you liked. But on to McDonald's. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need some block of quartz and some block of iron. Grab some red wool and some yellow wool. And finally, grab yourself some glass block, and once you have each one of those materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off McDonald's with a row of 7 block of quartz coming directly up from the ground. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. And once you have your row of 7 block of quartz, you then want to take this 7th block, this top block, and go right of it by 28. That's 2, 8, 28. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then connect this 28th block all the way down to the ground to form a rectangular shape. Like this. Once you have your rectangular shape, this is what we're going to do next. So we now have to determine which side is going to be the front of our McDonald's, which side is going to be the back. For instance, this is going to be the front side of my McDonald's, where I've just laid my foot down, or laid the quartz down. Once you've determined that for yourself, you now want to come round to where the back of your McDonald's is going to be, take each one of the top 2 corners of your rectangular shape, and extend them, each going back by 28. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we've got the other one, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we want to connect each one of those 28 blocks to the ground, and we also want to connect them together. However, we don't want to connect them to the top together with quartz. I cannot connect it to the ground, can I, guys? There we go. Follow the shadows. That's how it's done. So we don't want to connect them horizontally with quartz. We want to connect them horizontally with block of iron, just as I'm doing now. Just use your block of iron to connect them horizontally to the top, like that. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. Come all the way around to the front left-hand side of your McDonald's. Take out your block of quartz, and starting from on top of this block right here, I'm sure that you guys will be able to identify where this is. It's just like 2 blocks going right of the first initial block that we started off McDonald's with. From on top of this block right here, just do a vertical row of quartz that connects all the way to the top of your McDonald's, like that. Once you've got that taken care of, you now want to take out your red wool, and you want to do 2 rows of red wool that goes all the way around the bottom of your McDonald's. So quite literally all the way around, spanning the entire square of your McDonald's, except for, of course, inside that little space that we've just created with our block of quartz. So we're just going to go all the way around in total twice to give us 2 rows of red wool. So this will just about be the first one. And now we can do the second one. We can just do this one anti-clockwise. And once we've done that, we actually have to do the exact same thing with our block of quartz. And then we can move on to the windows and stuff, which are a little bit more personalized. So we're just adding in all of the red wool here. Then we'll do the quartz, and then we will move on to the windows and what have you. So we're just about finished with the red, I believe. I think that we're on the front face now. Yeah, here we go. So we're on the front face. Once you've got your 2 layers of red with your quartz, you just want to do the exact same thing. Just go all the way around and just add another layer of quartz on top of that second layer of red. So this is a little bit time consuming, I'll admit that. It's not the most fun thing to do, but hey, it has to be done. So we've just about finished this. We've got one more side to do after we've got that one taken care of, and we're just coming up on this final side here, and bam, there we go, guys. So you want to have 2 layers of red, 1 layers of quartz. Now we can do each one of the individual sides, which are a little bit different to each other. So we'll take care of the first side first, because why not? So, going from left to right on top of this long row of quartz that we've made, and we're on the front of the McDonald's. Now, you want to do this sequence of blocks. Do let's move these closer together. Move your quartz and your glass closer together, by the way. Do 2 glass block, 1 quartz, 2 glass block, 1 quartz, 3 glass block, 1 quartz, 3 glass block, 1 quartz, 3 glass block, 1 quartz, 2 glass, 1 quartz, 2 glass, 1 quartz, and then 1 glass. So you want to have this row right here. And once you've got that row, you can actually apply that very same row onto the very next 2 rows to fill in the entire front face of your McDonald's. So on top of that row that we've just formed right there, if you just add 2 more identical rows on top of it, you've actually filled in the front of your McDonald's. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. We're just doing all of the quartz, we've already done the glass, and then we will have finished just about with the front. We can actually mess about with the entrance a little bit. So far, you want to end up with something that should look exactly like this. Once you've got that taken care of, we can just mess with the entrance here. So, for the entrance, first of all, you just want to leave 3 spaces starting from the bottom alone. So this one, this one, this one, leave it alone. Then place a quartz block on the 4th space. Then fill in the top 2 bits with glass block. And there you go, that's all you want to do for the entrance. So now to show you the entire front completely done, that's exactly what you want to have. And let me just line up the next side. So once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So now you want to come to the left hand side of your McDonald's. And starting from on top of the right hand side of this quartz row here, you want to do this sequence of blocks. Do 3 glass block, 1 quartz, then 5 glass block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 quartz, then 3 glass block, 1, 2, 3, 1 quartz, and then you want to make the rest of the row going all the way over to the left hand side here. You want to make the rest of the row block of iron like this. And just as you did it on the front, we can now add these 2 identical rows on top of this first row, and then we will have completed that side. That's probably the stupidest way I could have chose to say what you have to do next. Basically, you just want to copy exactly what you've just done there 2 more times on top of each other and do exactly what you did on the front just to the back. There we go, that's probably a little bit smarter. It still sounds convoluted though, so you guys know what you're doing, it's alright. So we're just doing the exact same thing that we just did 2 more times already, and you want to end up with something that should look a little bit more like this. There we go, that's better, isn't it? That's better. That takes all of the terrible explaining away when you can see what you have to do. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Shall we move around this thing clockwise? Let's do that. So once you've got this left hand side taken care of, you now want to come all the way around to the back of your McDonald's, and you want to do this. So this is kind of difficult to explain, but you kind of want to make like a iron block rectangle, kind of. And I'm just showing you how to do that now. You kind of want to, on the back, make an iron block rectangle, kind of like this. And then you just want to fill it in with glass. It's quite easy. That's why we filled the top in, or that we connected those 228 blocks together with block of iron, because we just wanted it so that we could make this rectangular shape like here. So you just extend both ends of those down, block 1 and block 28 down, connect those blocks together, and then just throw a glass block in the center. It's as easy as that. There you go, guys. Nothing difficult about that whatsoever. Once you've got the back taken care of, you can now move on to the more interesting side. This is the drive-through side. So which side shall we do first? We'll do it going from left to right. So going from left to right, this is what you want to do, guys, on top of your quartz. So do 3 glass block, 1, 2, 3, then 1 quartz, then 5 glass block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 quartz, 3 glass block, 1, 2, 3, 1 quartz, 1 block of iron, 1 glass block, 1 block of iron, leave that block empty, then do a block of iron, then a glass block, then do a block of iron, then do a glass block, block of iron, leave that block empty, do a block of iron, glass block, block of iron. So in total, you want to end up with a row that should look a little bit like this. And of course, just as we've done on all of the other sides, we now want to basically just take whatever blocks we have there, and we just want to extend them up onto the next couple of rows. So where you have glass, use glass. Where you have iron, use iron. Where you have nothing, do nothing. So I'm just following that exact same advice for myself. Now let's do all of the iron first of all, and then I'll show you what you're actually going to do to those empty spaces. So we're just filling in the glass now, and what we have left now are these two empty spaces. So these are the two drive-through windows on McDonald's. So all you're going to want to do to complete these windows is just do a single block of iron at the top here. You just kind of want to connect each one of those two rows of blocks of iron together like this, and those are just your two drive-through windows. And we'll be putting finishing you know what, since we're here, we may as well put the finishing touches on it. So I guess if you want to, you can grab yourself some quartz stairs. I completely forgot that we'd need these since they're not on the front of my plans. Grab yourself some quartz stairs, and underneath each one of these windows, just do 3 upside down quartz stair blocks like this. So just underneath each one of the drive-through windows, just do 3 quartz stair blocks, upside down of course, like that. And once you've got that taken care of, you should have fully completed this side of your McDonald's, which is the final side of course. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Let me just adjust my plans, guys. So once you've got that taken care of, you now want to come to the front of your McDonald's, and you just want to marvel at what you've done whilst I adjust my plans further. So what we now want to do with our red wool is we want to do a layer of red wool that goes all the way around the top of our McDonald's. So on top of the squarish shape that we have on the top of our McDonald's, comprised of both iron and quartz, we just want to do a layer of red wool that just goes all the way around it like this. So we're just doing a layer of red wool that goes all the way around it in a square shape like this. As a matter of fact, we've just about finished the first layer. We've actually got quite a few to add on, so we're just doing that. So once you've added your first layer of red wool, you now want to do an additional layer going all the way around that first layer. So around that first layer, you just want to kind of bolster that first layer with another layer of red wool going all the way around the outside. So this layer of red wool should overhang your actual restaurant by 1 row. So that's exactly what we're doing now. We're just going all the way around the outside. We're overhanging the restaurant by 1. So once we've done that, we can then shape the roof a little bit. It's actually quite easy to make looking at it. I thought it was going to be a little bit more difficult, but as you guys can see, we've now added this second layer of red wool. It now overhangs the restaurant by 1. What we now want to do is add 2 layers of red on the left and right hand side of our McDonald's, hanging over. So this is the left hand side, and we want to add not 1 layer of red, but 2 layers of red just overhanging the side of your restaurant. So that's 1, and this will be 2. So in total, the left and right hand side wants to overhang each by 3. So that's the left hand side, that's 3. Then the right hand side now, 1. Well, we're not even at 1 yet, are we, guys? So that'll be 1 and 2 rows. And once we've done these 2 rows, of course, the right hand side will also overhang by 3 as well. So you want to end up with something that should look like this. Easy enough. Once you've done that, this is what you want to do next. So we now want to 1 block higher and 1 block inwards in relation to the big giant rectangular shape that we've just made here. We want to do a layer of red wool that is, again, 1 block higher and 1 block inwards in relation to the outer layer of red wool that we have going around our McDonald's. And you guys will be able to see what I mean once I've actually done this. So we're just kind of like tracing along the inside of the top of our rectangular shape. So we're not only going to be doing this just the once, by the way, guys, we have to do this quite a few more times. So you want to, for the first layer of red, and hopefully you guys can see exactly what I've done there, it'll be better with a bird's eye view. You want to do this with your first layer of red. Now it should hopefully be quite obvious what we've just done there. 1 block high, 1 block inwards, around the outside shape of our roof. Now, once you've done that once with your red wool, we now actually have to do this 2 more times. So, we're now going to do the exact same thing to the layer of red that we've just done, and this will be 1 more time. And like I said, we have to do this 2 more times. So, this is going to be the first, and we're just going all the way around the inside of the shape that we've just made, except, of course, we're just 1 block higher in relation to it, and this will just help shape the roof a little bit better. Of course, McDonald's doesn't typically have a flat roof. It kind of has like that slopey, kind of like upside down tray looking roof. So we have just about added the first layer of red in, I believe. I think that we're just about there. There we go. So that's the first layer of red. Now we have to do an additional layer. So we now have to do the exact same thing again, except of course to the previous shape that we've just made. So we're now just adding in this second layer. And then once we've made this second layer, we'll be more than halfway done with the roof. So we're just tracing along the inside of the top of our roof still. Nothing much to talk about, unfortunately, so we're just going to continue doing this. And then once we have done this, we don't actually have a massive amount left to do with our McDonald's. So there we go. So once you've done that for the second time in succession, this is what you want to do next. So on top of this second layer that you've just made, you want to add an additional layer of red to it. So directly on top of it this time, you want to add an additional layer of red. So we're just going all the way around the top of what we've just made with our red wool. So as you guys can see, we're just going all the way around the top of what we've just made with our red wool. We're just adding 1 layer to it, and that's that. So we're just doing that right now. And there we go, we have that completed. Now, we just have 1 final layer to add once you've reached this point right here. So we now want to fill the entire top of the shape of the McDonald's in with red wool, and we want to do that by, again, it's kind of just like we want to fill the top of the shape in with red wool. So 1 block higher than the actual big giant empty squarish hole itself, we just want to, with our red wool, just completely fill the top of it in. So we don't want to have it all like 2D filled in, we want to have it like 3D filled in, as you guys can see we're doing right now. So just 1 block higher, just fill the top of it in, and of course this will be quite time consuming. So just in case you guys want to know what we'll be up to next, we will then do the golden arches, and then we will do all of these weird little white bits on the roof. I can't exactly explain what those are, really. They're on each one of the 4 sides of the roof. There's like 3 stripes of white. Not sure what those are, but I did include them anyway. I really don't know what they are. I'm trying to think very quickly right now what they could actually symbolize, and I don't know. Maybe that, I guess they couldn't be for structure. I mean, it doesn't really need that. It's got to be for some sort of aesthetic, but I'm not sure what they're really trying to accomplish with them. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to question McDonald's. Why would I question McDonald's, the billion-pound/dollar corporation, the multi-billion-dollar pound/dollar/yen corporation? Why would I do that? So we're just very thoroughly filling in the top of McDonald's, and then I can show you guys what I'm actually talking about with these like strips of white that I used iron for. Again, I still don't know what that... It doesn't matter. Maybe you guys know. You guys probably know. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's like a... Well, no, they're not really connected together, so it's not like another M or anything like that. It's not really like a branding thing. Maybe it's just a style of building in America, and it just got popular, and they just kind of did it for fun. Who knows? I don't know if it's even unique to McDonald's, as a matter of fact. I don't think it is. I think I've seen it on quite a few, this style, kind of like a hut or a kiosk sort of deal. You know what? It really doesn't matter. I really have hit the bottom of the barrel of topics for filling in this roof, haven't I? Yeah, I get this way when I have to fill in large areas, and I really just don't have anything to say other than, you know, fill this in. Continue filling it in. As a matter of fact, we are almost done, so once this has been completely filled in, there we go. There we have it, guys. Let me just show you guys from this front candid view right here. So this is what you want to have so far for the roof of your McDonald's. That's how many layers should be, that's how built up it should be. Once you've got that completed, and of course pause this if necessary if you're still working on it, of course. Once you've got that completed, we can now move on to the next bit, like I was saying. So this is what you want to do next. You're on the front of your McDonald's and you want to locate the middle row of it. It's right here. Can you guys see this middle window in between our two free windows? Well, this center row going up right here, this is the middle of the front of your McDonald's. Well, you want to follow this up, and going in front of this first red wall that we have right here, do a block of iron. Then up diagonally from that, you want to place another block of iron. You guys can see we're kind of just working our way up to the center of the roof. Then up diagonally from that iron, you want to place a yellow wall. Then on top of that yellow wall, you want to do 3 more yellows. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then going up left diagonally and up right diagonally, you want to do this sequence of blocks. So up left diagonally first, you want to do 2 upper left diagonals, 1, 2. Then 2 bottom left diagonals, 1, 2. Then connect that second bottom left diagonal to the top of the roof like this. And you also want to do the exact same thing except mirrored, starting from this block again. So from this block, 2 up right diagonals, 1, 2. Then 2 bottom right diagonals, 1, 2. Then connect that second bottom right diagonal to the top of the roof like this to give you your M shape, your golden arches. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So, starting from this block that we have right here, this first iron block, you want to, going left of that block, leave a gap of 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the gap of 7. And on top of this 8th block, you want to do another block of iron. Then you want to, up diagonally from that block, do another iron. And another. And 2 more. And another. And another, until you eventually reach the top of the roof, like this. And I'm sure that you guys can quite clearly see what we've done there. We're kind of just doing a vertical strip of iron that kind of traces along the outside of the roof. And once you've done that on the left hand side, you want to do the exact same thing on the right. So starting from this iron again, going right, leaving a gap of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then on top of this 8th one, iron, 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 2 more iron, iron, and iron some more. And what you want to end up with is something that should look a little bit like this. Doesn't that pull everything together, the M and those iron bits? I don't know why, it just does, it makes the world of difference. Once you've done that on the front of your McDonald's, you now want to do the exact same thing on the back. So come all the way to the back and quite literally do the exact same thing. So we're on the back here, and the middle block is actually a little bit more difficult to find, but hopefully you should be able to eyeball it. I'm pretty sure that this is like the middle row. I'm just looking at it and hoping. And we just want to do the exact same thing here, and I'm going to build it up and we should be able to tell, looking at the front. Yep, we're right in the center of that M. So on the back you want to do the exact same thing. So figure out that middle row. You should hopefully be able to just look at it and figure it out, and then you want to use the exact same process. So going left of this first iron block, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on top of this 8th block, we then want to do our iron, just like that. Then we want to do the exact same thing on the right hand side here. So going right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On top of this 8th one, we then want to, we then want to do our iron coming up the side just like this. And what you want to end up with on the back is the exact same thing that you have on the front. So once you've got that taken care of course, we now want to move on to the sides now. So let's move over to the left hand side first and get this taken care of. So on the left hand side, you want to find the middle row again. Luckily, it's nice and marked out for us. It's where this vertical row of quartz is that kind of separates the iron and the windows. So in line with this, you just want to do the exact same thing that you've done a few times already. With your block of iron, you kind of just want to trace along the side of your McDonald's, like this. Once you've got that taken care of, you now want to pretty much do the exact same thing that you've done 2 times already, except you want to leave a smaller gap. So on the side here, you now only want to leave a gap of 5. So going left of the iron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on top of the 6th block, you just want to do the same thing with your iron. So it's the same thing, we're just leaving a smaller gap. And then going right of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on top of the 6th one, I believe. Yep, that's right. On top of the 6th one, you then just want to stack your iron. like so, and that is exactly what you want to have for your side. And of course, once you've done that to one side, you now want to do the exact same thing all the way to this opposite side here. So this opposite side, and again, it's just in line with where we have this separation of quartz. You just want to build up the same thing. So we're just doing that one, and then a gap of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top of the 6th block. We just want to stack our iron, going all the way up to the top, and then going right this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on top of here, and then we have our iron, and that really does make the world of difference. It kind of pulls everything together. So once you have each one of those 4 sides of the roof completely taken care of, you have completely finished the structure of your McDonald's. Let's take a look at this thing, shall we? There we go. It's just a nice, simple, pretty good looking version of McDonald's. It's actually somewhat functional. It has an entrance, it has a drive-through. What more could you possibly want? Well, you might want more. On this rare occasion, guys, now that I've completely shown you how to make the structure of McDonald's, I've actually made an interior for McDonald's. It's not very good, but it does kind of... it's somewhat functional, and it's somewhat close to what an actual McDonald's looks like. So I'm going to go away, guys, and I'm going to come back with my actual interior for McDonald's. I have to hop worlds because it's in my original world. And here we are, guys. This is my original McDonald's. You guys are always telling me that I should try interiors. Well, I decided for McDonald's that I actually really wanted to give it a go, since I'm semi-familiar with how they're set out. It's not the best interior. That's why I don't like to make them so much. I'm not very good at doing them. I don't like doing them, so none of this forward is actually part of the tutorial. I'm just going to show you guys what even an idiot like me can make the inside of this place look like. So let's move on, shall we? So moving to the interior of McDonald's first of all, you might notice that I actually made the inside 1 block higher than the actual ground outside. The reason for that is to make it a little bit more functional if you kind of just wanted to roleplay this as an actual McDonald's. A little silly, but I thought that it made a little bit of a difference. So here we have a couple of benches. You know how they have those bench things that you can eat at instead of the booths? Well, I couldn't figure out a decent way of making the booths and make them look good because the chairs were always too small. So I kind of made a couple of benches just in the center of McDonald's. You guys know how they have those. They're usually stuffed in the corner. I have a bin here with like tray receptacles. Again, pretty weak looking bin. Don't expect too much from this, guys. Over here we have, well, we'll take a look at the left hand side first. The left hand side here we have some toilets, which actually has some functional toilets. And I know that my toilets look a little bit funky. They're kind of just made of like quartz stairs, and these are kind of just like stalls. And I know that the toilet's kind of like poking out of the stall. It'd be kind of awkward if you were just like sat on the bowl and you know you can't even close the door because there isn't one, and somebody walks in and you're just like, oh, how's it going? I'm just sat here on the toilet, mind your own business. But yeah, I kind of made a couple of toilets here. They look kind of okay. I think they'd look better if I could actually extend the stall out by one and like put a door on them. I think that they might look a little bit better. Yeah, I think that definitely would look better and actually put a door on them. Here we have some sinks, and these are kind of like those things that you can dry your hands with / soap dispensers and stuff. Sink is just like upside down stone stairs with some more carpet, wonderful looking carpet, and those are the toilets. Consider these unisex because I didn't have room to place 2 toilets. Over here we'll take a look at the outside of the counter before we have a look at the inside. So here is the actual counter itself. These are supposed to be registers. These nether brick stairs here, obviously the quartz is the counter. That thing in the corner, I tried to make kind of like one of those drinks machines. Like that's what these are. It's like where you'd put them, and these are like the levers that you kind of like fill them up. But I don't know, guys. I was trying to make stuff. You know how like they pass food through the holes for like the employees, and then they hand it to you. That's what these things are. How they kind of like roll them down on those like metal tray thingies. This is kind of like the menu, how you can like look up and take a look at the menu. I wasn't really too I didn't really come up with a better way of displaying that than with some like random colours, some like blues and some yellows. That's kind of just like the big bright menu there. What else do we have, guys? I know that this is a little bit dark, by the way, on the inside. I wanted to light it up with more torches, but I didn't like how it looked. I think it's because of the positioning of the world and the sun, perhaps. That's why it's a little dark in here, but it could definitely be made darker. Or we don't want to make it darker, we want to make it brighter. It could definitely be made brighter. Here we have staff only. This is kind of like a storeroom here. These are just like shelves, and you could put stuff on those if you wanted to. And this, of course, leads to kind of like the reception area where you can order your food, where the tills are. And this is one of the drive-through windows, so you can just come up on these stairs, hand somebody their food over there. Then we can obviously walk out of here, walk back into the storeroom. These are supposed to be boxes or something, by the way. I've never been into a storeroom of McDonald's, so obviously I don't know what they look like. Then we can move back here. This is kind of where the kitchen is. Here we have some furnaces and some like tabletops and fries and stuff, or at least what I thought could kind of pass for them. And these things, you know how on some ovens, how you have like have the thing at the top, the grill at the top. I figured that I'd add these, even though I'm pretty sure McDonald's doesn't use anything of the sort. I thought that it kind of just made it look a little bit more interesting. Obviously, you know, if you were actually an employee and you were working at McDonald's, you could pass food through here, through the hole. And here we have another drive-through. They usually have like 2 windows, or at least every one that I've been to, they just have a couple of windows here, like one in the back and one in the front with the customers. And that's pretty much that. I mean, everything's lit up as much as I could possibly make it without making it look a little too, without basically just filling the roof in with glowstone. I think that it's set out pretty, what am I doing with that? I think it's set out pretty decently on the inside. Obviously there's many improvements that you could make. I mean, the seating could definitely get better. Maybe the layout with like the eating area could definitely make some better looking bins. The order board you could definitely improve, but like I'm saying, you could even if you're absolutely terrible and you've never made an interior before, just like I have now, I guess, you can still get something that looks pretty good, in my opinion. I don't think it looks bad at all. So we'll just walk out here and I'll show you guys what we have outside. So I just used some black stained, what's this thing called? I guess it's like grey stained play or black stained glass pane. I like that. That's the name of a band, black stained glass pane. Just use that as kind of just like an intermediary between the road and the entrance here, and a little bit of an outdoor area just kind of to add something. I was going to put some benches out here, but I didn't really want to in the end. I didn't really like it. So I put a road kind of ring all the way around McDonald's here. This is kind of like an order thing. You know how you talk into those boxes? This is where you'd order, and there's the menu right behind it. I know that the menu looks awful. You guys don't have to tell me that that menu looks absolutely terrible. And then of course we can just go all the way around the outside here. I should have made a car. We can go all the way around the outside here, and obviously you'd be able to grab your food from inside the window. And as you can see, it's from the outside, like it's a little high up. That's why I decided to make the inside of the McDonald's like 1 block higher. So on the outside, maybe if you wanted to make this thing a little bit more functional, you could also make the road 1 block higher. Like you could possibly do something like, oh, I don't know, where are they? You could possibly do something like maybe just like bump up and then make the road like 1 higher, and then you could have it like coming down on the opposite side here. So if you wanted to make it they're facing the wrong way. So if you wanted to make it a little bit more functional, again, some of you guys seem to like to do these things, and then you like to actually like use them and like kind of, you know, just mess about with them in your world, maybe roleplay a little bit. I see a lot of that, I don't know why. But, you know, you could have something like this going all the way around, and I suppose it'd add a little bit more character to the McDonald's, like having multi-level roads, and it might make it look a little bit cooler still. So, this is the McDonald's, guys. I had to go out an interior for you. If you guys want me to very slowly go through it, just in case you kind of want to pick ideas from me, if you want me to give you some kind of like long views, just so that you could, you know, possibly do this for yourself if you wanted to. I'm going to do this for you now. So this is kind of like the long haul where you'd eat. Pause this if necessary, of course, if you want to, you know, kind of take a picture of this and use this for yourself, and I'll give you the opposite view as well. And I'll also give you like the toilets and the storeroom and the kitchen and what have you. I'm sure that some of you guys, or most of you guys, if you want to make this and you want to do the interior for yourself, you'll come up with something that's completely better than this. However, you know, for those of you guys that might need a little bit of a helping hand, I'm just showing you what you might want to have. And, you know, obviously you'd have to pause this video at that's not helping, is it? You'd have to pause this video at the relevant parts and come back to it, but those are the toilet stalls. This is the bathroom, or the washing section, I should say. Here we have the storeroom. The storeroom's quite easy. I probably don't have to show you all of that. this is the interior for the little reception area. Or the cashier area, I should say. That's a much better word for it, cashier area. And this is where the cooking room, the fry room, whatever you want to call it, and this is this part right here. So there you go, guys. If you wanted to pause that at any point, if you just wanted to kind of just take what I've done and kind of build it for yourself, that's what that was all about. Hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you've managed to make it. I hope you have. I put a lot of effort into this, guys, surprisingly. It might not look as though I put a massive amount of effort into this, but I actually tried really hard with this one. I had to the interior itself was quite difficult to do, and the outside of McDonald's isn't the easiest thing to replicate as well, despite how simple it looks. So I would really appreciate it if you guys could give me a like, favorite, share, absolutely anything you would like to do to help me out. I would really appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description for my various tutorial playlists. I have many of them. But again, I've said this like 50 times in a row. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next tutorial.